I select that entire polygon and copy it and go to location B and edit the sketch. And paste in the polygon, deselect it so it's easier to see, and now I want to rotate. From the side view you can see that I'm now needing to come up quite a distance on this bottom and quite a ways down on the top. Let's take care of those right now while we're here. Turn off the rotate, turn on the grid snap, move this point down to where we need it, and then move this point up to where it's matching with that side view's outline, or reasonably so. That's close enough. Turn on the rotate again and check the side, and we have a ways to come in this time on the side view. Let's take care of that right now. Turn off the rotate, don't need the grid snap. I select this point and move it in so that it's consistent with the back, so it'll be right about like that. Alright, and we can flat view and finish adjusting the rest of this polygon. This point down as I have been and also in as I have been, just to stay consistent. And we round out this edge of this, or this corner of this shape right here. This point is the one we moved in, and I think we're good there. This one I will go ahead and move in and up, just like we moved this one down and over, up and over. Move these now so that I'm rounding out this part of the fuselage right here and into the nose section, and just giving it a little bit of adjustments here until I'm happy with the shape, and that's looking pretty good right about like that. Alright, I'm pleased with that. I select it, I copy it, I go to sketch A location and edit the sketch, paste that in, and you can see that this is just a repetitive. Make sure my rotate's on, and look at my side here. Looks like I'm coming down to here and up to here, so I have quite a ways to move it. From the side view, and my top view on that polygon is not very precise at all. I'm going to assume that this shape here is the shape I'm after. So let's flat view here. Well, let's look. The outside is needs to come in a little bit, and I take care of that right now. Turn off the rotate, grab that top point and move it in like so. And now I can flat view and finish the shape of this polygon. Oh, no, I can't. I didn't do the top to bottom. Turn on my grid snap, grab this one, move it down to the location that I want to work at, and the bottom one, move it up to the location I want to work at. I'm going to assume right about there will look nice. And now I can flat view, turn off my grid snap, and this shape here we will make as this will be the final shape. This is the nose of the fuselage. And so I want to make it just about like that. This one I'm going to bring up and in like that. And you will use your own judgment. You may not agree with where I'm placing these points. Our final goal is to make a fuselage that is recognizable as a Cessna 172. Although I would probably take more time if I was doing this for a final model, I think this will do quite well. Alright, at this point I'm going to take a little break, and I'll come back and we'll finish the rest of the formers coming back through here. Alright, let's do the rest of the former polygons back. We have 4 more to go, and then we can work on skinning the aircraft, skinning the fuselage. So I want to take this polygon that I have here in location F and copy it and move it to here. Let's do that. So I edit this sketch and select that polygon and copy it, and then I go to the G location, edit the sketch. This is a very repetitive procedure. Once you've done it a few times, it'll become quite natural. I like working this way quite a lot. I've been doing it now for about a month or two. And you can see the top location, we are on target where we want to be on that, and that makes sense because that's going to be about midway in the wing there. The bottom location is starting to come up a little bit, so let's take care of that. Turn on the grid snap, turn the rotate off, grab the point, and move it up to where we want it. And that looks good. Let's go ahead and look at the top and see where we are on the outside. And it looks like the fuselage may be starting to tuck in just slightly here. It's not enough for me, I think, to worry about at this point. So I'm going to flat view, turn off the rotate and these points down here. I'm going to make them consistent with how the fuselage might be. I still have my grid snap on, I'll turn it off. might be coming in here. I want these, again, it helps to think about polygons running from point to point here. A triangle will be created between this point, and this point. Another one created between this point, this point, this point. These will be a flat, almost like you're building a little planking the fuselage. And I think I've gone a little bit too far there. Let's leave it like that and accept that. Let's take that polygon, copy it, move to location F, and edit the sketch, and paste that in. Let's rotate the view and get a sense of where we need to be. Top needs to come down a little bit, bottom needs to come up. Let's take care of that. Turn off the rotate, turn on the grid snap, select that point and bring it down to where we want it. Looks like my resolution on my grid is I'm right in between for that location. We've done this before. Let's do it again. Let's go to 16 on this one to get that in between. And I can now move that just that halfway distance. That looks good. The only problem with running with real high resolutions is it becomes a little more difficult to see. You got a lot more lines going on here. Move this one up. I don't think we're to a point where it's causing any grief yet. And let's rotate the view and see where we are on the side. Looks like on the side we are consistent with the distance we have up here, so I'm going to leave that in effect. And flat view, turn off the rotate, and flat view in center, so I bring it back into view. And now with my grid snap off, I'll round this. And again, I'm going up and in a little bit, just like I did on the nose. Again, thinking about how the planking of this fuselage will occur as it comes through here. Leaving this out like that. The position we are in right now is behind where the door on the fuselage will be, so this tucking in of the fuselage here, it doesn't bother me too much. If I were doing this for real, I might want to have an additional point here. Each pair of points that you have here creates, in this case we have 10 sketches, so an additional 20 polygons on each side is what will occur. So you're adding about 40 polygons per point with 10 former sketches. And the only reason that's important is for folks who have slower video processors, video cards. So we keep them, as friendly as possible. I still haven't done anything with that top point. Let's flat view and turn off the rotate. Grab this point and bring it down like so, and I think we're good with that. We'll accept it. Let's copy that polygon, move into this space or this sketch, and paste it in place, and rotate it and see where we need to be moving things. We're at the back of the rear windshield at this point, so we have quite a lot of change to do on this one. Let's move this point down to contact that side guide polygon. Let's move this one up so that it's in the same location as the side polygon. Let's rotate so we can see how the fuselage is, and we have some adjustments to make here. Let's take this point in the center and move it in to about there. It looks pretty good. And we rotate flat view. We can now make this, think about that rear windshield coming around here. It's going to be tucked in. It's higher. This is where the location of the front windshield was, this polygon here. The back one is higher, at a higher location, but has a very similar shape. I think I need to move these in a little bit more and start to get the side of this fuselage a little more vertical, like so. And same thing here, moving up and moving in. Just think about making that. And this I've gone too far. I want to keep that still a little bit towards the horizontal there. And that's looking pretty good like that for me. I feel like that'll be a good shape for that fuselage back there. Select it, copy it, and go to my very last former location. Edit the sketch, paste the polygon in, and let's rotate around and see what we need to do on this one. Okay, and lots of changes here. Turn on my grid snap. This point I want to move down to about here. This point I want to move way up here, about like that. Making sure it's still on the center line of the drawing. The reason for that will become obvious when we mirror this half of the fuselage that we're making. Let's rotate to the side, and we want to move that side point in quite a ways. It's obvious that I didn't center my polygon here. I'm going to sort of average the distance out the differences there and bring this in. Turn off my rotate. Bring this in so that it's right about here. I feel that'll be a nice location for that point. And flat view. And lots of changes here. This is the location for that side point. I want to bring it up. That'll give me room to bring these points in and finish this off. Round out the bottom here a little bit. Just like that. Let's take a little more time here to make this reasonably good. The entire back half of the fuselage is moving at this point. And this is the top up here. Move it in like this. So if I don't take a little more time with this one, the fuselage, the entire length of that back fuselage is going to look a little odd. And so I think this is looking pretty good like that. We'll find out when we actually skin it, and we'll be able to make some adjustments at that point as well. So let's say that we are good here and we are ready to skin the fuselage.